Welcome to the HFY Tales channel. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the story. Enjoy and take care.
Alex stood in the middle of what used to be a bustling subway station. The echo of distant footsteps reverberated through the skeletal remains of the city, remnants of a time long past. Graffiti covered the walls, a patchwork of expressions that told the story of humanity's decline. Dust floated lazily in the dim light, and shadows danced across the cracked tiles, mocking the once vibrant life that had thrived here. Surviving meant adapting. For Alex, it meant scavenging, avoiding the roving bands of marauders, and making do with whatever scraps were left. He rummaged through the debris, searching for anything that could be useful. Canned foods, batteries, little treasures found amid the decay. But today was different. Today the air was electric with anticipation and uncertainty. His handheld communicator beeped, startling him from his thoughts. It was a message from the Intergalactic Resettlement Agency. He smirked, half expecting it to be some sort of prank. Just another spam notification in a world gone mad. But there it was, a beautifully crafted holographic invitation that flickered into view, shimmering like something out of a dream. Congratulations, Alex. You have been selected for a unique opportunity to assist in the repopulation efforts of an endangered alien race. Please see the details attached. He rubbed his eyes, replaying the message. Was this real? The notion of aliens didn't faze him. He'd seen the ships streak through the sky on occasion, but the idea of being chosen for anything felt absurd. Was someone playing a joke on him? This had to be a setup. After a moment of hesitation, he selected the confirm participation option. A flash of light enveloped him, and before he could comprehend what was happening, he felt a jolt, a sensation similar to being yanked through a vortex. The world around him morphed into bright colors and swirling lights, until it abruptly solidified into clarity once more. When Alex blinked the stars from his vision, he found himself standing in a lush grove under two moons. The air was thick with the scent of exotic blossoms and rich, vibrant greenery. Sunlight streamed through the canopies overhead, casting dappled shadows on the ground. He was no longer on Earth. Suddenly, two figures emerged from behind the gigantic trees. Their skin glimmered like opals in the sunlight, hues shifting from emerald green to deep sapphire. It was hard to believe that they were real, with their striking features and flowing hair that seemed to defy gravity. As they stepped towards him, Alex's heart raced. "Welcome, Alex," one of them said, her voice melodic and enchanting. "I'm Kira, and this is my sister Celine," the other one added, her expression warm and inviting. Hi," Alex stammered, still trying to wrap his mind around the scene unfolding. "I guess I'm here to help." "Repopulate?" Both twins exchanged glances, stifling their laughter. The sincerity of their expressions, however, called forth a shiver of excitement coupled with foreboding. As they moved closer, Alex could sense an enigmatic tension in the air, a blend of expectation and unknown. "We understand it may seem strange, but we are genuine in our offer," Kira said, her tone turning serious. "Our race faces extinction, and we believe you may be the key to our survival." Alex chuckled nervously, uncertainty prickling at the edges of his mind. "You're joking, right? Alien sisters? Repopulation? This sounds like something out of a bad sci-fi movie." Celine stepped forward, her expression earnest. "This is no joke, Alex. It is both a duty and an honor. We believe you possess what we need." He looked from one sister to the other, trying to read their intentions. In a world that had left so much in ruins, the thought of new beginnings felt tantalizing. But this was a leap into the unknown, a dance on the edge of absurdity. "All right," Alex finally said, swallowing hard. "Let's see where this goes." As the twins smiled, a knot of tension relaxed within him. Though the journey ahead would be complex and fraught with challenges, the evening shadows whispered promises of something extraordinary yet to come. As the twins guided Alex deeper into the vibrant alien world, feelings of wonder mixed with anxiety swirled within him. Kira and Celine led him through a path bordered by luminescent plants that pulsed gently in time with his heartbeat. The air was alive with the sounds of strange creatures and the gentle rustling of leaves, creating a harmonious backdrop for their journey. "Where are we going?" Alex asked, marveling at the beauty around him. Is there a welcome center or something? Celine chuckled softly. Welcome to Xylaris, our home. The following days will focus on understanding our culture and learning to connect with us and our ways. As they walked, communities of beings resembling Kira and Celine began to appear. Most were engaged in various activities, crafting intricate sculptures from organic materials, tending to gardens filled with brilliantly colored fruits, or training their children in the arts of weaving and communication. Kira noticed Alex's wide eyes and smiled warmly. This planet thrums with life and growth. It is vital to our identity, just as your Earth is to you. Kind of makes Earth feel like a graveyard, Alex murmured, his admiration still lingering. Kira caught his gaze and seemed to sense his underlying melancholy. Humanity has faced its own struggles, Alex. But you have endured. That strength is what we desire. They stopped at a central plaza, where elders and artisans displayed their works. Kira led him to a raised platform draped in colorful fabrics, adorned with shimmering beads that caught the light. In our culture, we engage in rituals that strengthen bonds, Celine explained, placing a hand on Alex's shoulder. We'll begin with a ceremony of introduction. Will you participate? How exactly does that work? Alex asked, nervous yet intrigued. The ceremony involves exchanging gifts of stories, Kira said encouragingly. You will share a personal tale, and in return, we will offer you insights into our lives. Fair enough, Alex replied, gathering his thoughts. Okay, let's see. Alex recounted a pivotal memory from his childhood, the day his family had to flee their home due to encroaching disaster. He painted a vivid picture of resilience amid chaos, how he had learned to survive and adapt through the years. His voice was steady, and the story flowed naturally, drawing Kira and Celine in as they listened intently. When he finished, there was a pause. Kira and Celine exchanged glances that held deep emotion, and something unspoken passed between them. Your story speaks of perseverance and love, Celine said, her tone thoughtful. We too have known loss, but it shapes us. We have a tale of our own, that of our planet. Encouraged, Kira began sharing the history of Xylaris, the rise and fall of their civilization, the great wars influenced by misunderstandings with other races, and the consequences that followed. Many years ago, our world was a beacon of knowledge and prosperity, but it was not shielded from greed, Kira explained, her fingers brushing over a glowing vine as she spoke. Conflicts led to devastation, dismantling families and societies. As resources dwindled, so did our hope. Celine continued, our ancestors once traveled to distant galaxies to forge alliances, believing unity would ensure survival. But as war raged on, many fled, and soon we were left with only the threads of what had been. Alex felt the weight of their history settling over him, blending heartbreak with admiration. So, you're not just looking for someone to mate with. You need someone who can intertwine their spirit with yours, to genuinely help rebuild? Yes, Kira replied. It is not merely physical. It is emotional. It is who we are as a collective, and it is what our culture embodies. A flicker of hope ignited within Alex, bridging the gap between his world and theirs. Deep down, he had always longed for something more meaningful, a purpose intertwined with connection. Teach me, Alex said suddenly. Tell me about your ways. I want to understand. The twins beamed at him, their faces illuminated with joy. We will guide you through the rituals of our people, Celine promised. They began with a dance, an intricate representation of bonding that involved graceful movements and synchronization. The first thing Alex noticed was how the twins effortlessly flowed together, as if they were one entity. Though hesitant at first, Alex soon found himself catching the rhythm, laughter bubbling up within him as they twirled and weaved under the soft light of the moons overhead. The more they danced, the more he felt liberated from the burdens of his past. With every motion, every shared breath and glance, Alex began to feel an unexplainable bond forming between them. When the dance ended, they fell into a heap on the grass, breathless and exhilarated. Kira lay beside him, hair cascading like liquid silver, while Celine sat up, scanning the starry expanse above. Isn't it beautiful? Celine asked, her voice tinged with awe. "Yeah, it really is," Alex replied, glancing over at her. "But are you really okay with this? This whole repopulating thing?" Kira, catching Alex's gaze, lifted her head and said, "Every step forward strengthens us. We have experienced so much loss, but with you, we can forge a new pathway, a future defined by hope, not despair." Alex searched their faces, seeing the depth of their sincerity. He made a decision right then. He wouldn't shy away from this chance. Facing an uncertain destiny alongside Kira and Celine felt infinitely preferable to his life back on Earth. "Okay then," he said, a warm smile breaking over his face. "Let's build that future together." With that, the night embraced them in its cosmic arms as laughter filled the air, marking the beginning of an extraordinary journey, one that would span across worlds and defy the boundaries of what it meant to truly bond. The next day brought a gentle but vibrant sunrise, the light cascading through shimmering leaves and casting patterns of gold and green on the ground. A sense of anticipation thrummed in the air as Alex awoke in their open-sided dwelling, a structure resembling a woven nest suspended between two towering trees. The rhythmic sounds of nature filled his ears, making him feel more alive than he had in years. Kira and Celine greeted him with warm smiles as they entered the space, dressed in flowing garments adorned with bioluminescent patterns that flickered like stars. "Today is a special day," Kira announced excitedly. "We will prepare for the ritual of bonding." "Ritual of bonding?" Alex echoed, his heart racing with a mix of anxiety and excitement. "What does that entail?" Celine's eyes sparkled with mischief. "It is a sacred ceremony that demonstrates our commitment to each other. It is deeply spiritual, combining elements of dance, sharing, and, of course, physical union." His breath hitched at her words, and a wave of vulnerability washed over him. "So it's like a wedding? Except, with aliens?" Kira giggled, playfully nudging Celine. "In a way, yes. But it is more than just a union. It is a celebration of our connection and commitment to one another." "All right then," Alex said, mustering his courage. "Let's do this." They led him deeper into the lush valleys of Xylaris until they arrived at an ancient grove, a sacred site marked by towering stones intricately carved with the stories of generations. The ground was strewn with vibrant flowers that glowed softly in the dappled light. "We shall call upon the spirits of the ancestors for their blessings," Kira explained as she transcribed an elaborate symbol in the soil. "We honor our past as we shape our future." Celine's presence was calming as she positioned herself opposite Alex, extending her arms toward him. The twins softly chanted an incantation in their native tongue, a melody that echoed through the grove, vibrating with an energy all its own. The air around them shimmered with luminescence, weaving a tapestry of ethereal beauty. Alex closed his eyes, feeling the resonance of their voices wrapping around him like a warm embrace. He concentrated on the moment, letting the weight of the world fall away. As he opened his eyes, he saw the twins, their gazes focused on him, intensity sparking between them. "Now, we share the gift of our hearts," Kira instructed. She held out a small crystalline object, glimmering with colors that seemed to shift like the aurora. "These are the tears of our ancestors. They symbolize the depths of love and sacrifice." With reverence, Alex took the crystal, its warmth soothing against his palm. "What am I supposed to do with this?" he questioned nervously. "Place it close to your heart and allow its energy to connect with your essence," Celine encouraged, her voice melodic. "It will bind us together in spirit." He nodded, careful as he pressed the crystal against his chest, feeling an inexplicable surge of energy flow through him. It was like experiencing a shared heartbeat, rhythmically syncing with the twins. With the first part of the ritual complete, the twins stepped forward, entwining their fingers with his, anchoring him in the moment. Kira and Celine began a gentle sway, moving to the heartbeat of the earth itself, and soon Alex found himself caught up in the flow, their movements in harmony, each step amplifying the invisible bond they were creating. As the dance progressed, they twirled and spun, laughter bubbling above the cadence of their shared breaths. Thrumming energy surrounded them, echoing the joy of connection and the promise of a future together. In that space, The distinctions of human and alien faded, and they became a singular entity, a blend of unique histories, feelings, and hopes. As they scaled the intensity of their movements, Celine suddenly broke away, eyes twinkling mischievously. Now for the second part of the ritual. You must demonstrate what lies in your heart. She grabbed Kira's hand, urging Alex to join them. What does that mean? Alex inquired, laughter laced with nervousness. There's no right or wrong. Kira chimed in. Create your expression. Show us your love through passion. Alex felt a spark of excitement as the twins animatedly demonstrated playful movements, twisting, bending, and finally sharing intimate embraces that told a story deeper than words alone could convey. Inspired, he decided to take the lead, combining his human rhythms with their alien elegance. He threw himself into the dance, feeling liberated as adrenaline coursed through him. With every spin, every twirl, he drew from the depths of desire and connection building between them, feeling their energy harmonizing until it became a living force. Kira and Celine mirrored his movements, intertwining their bodies in a breathtaking display of intimacy and vibrancy. The pulsating rhythm of nature and the energy of their union enveloped them, igniting a fire within Alex that he had never experienced before. He felt alive, full of promise, and more importantly, loved. The chemistry crackled between them like electricity as they lost themselves in the overwhelming beauty of the moment. Finally, as the dance slowed and their breathing became more labored, Alex paused, realization dawning on him. This is just the beginning, isn't it? He stated, looking at the twins with newfound confidence. Kira and Celine nodded, their expressions filled with warmth. Yes, our journey has only begun, Kira affirmed. We will learn from each other, support one another, and forge a new alliance in both body and spirit. Celine leaned in close, her brow tenderly touching his. You are our choice and our hope, Alex. Together, we will ensure that love transcends the boundaries of our worlds. With those words, Kenai, the sacred spirit of connection, wove itself over them, wrapping them in a cocoon of warmth that felt all-encompassing. The air shimmered in hues of pinks and blues, creating an ambience that felt pure and profound. And then they shared a kiss, a gentle collision of lips that held promises of futures intertwined. The moment was raw and electric, an acknowledgement of the love they were beginning to forge. As they pulled away, laughter echoed in the grove, crystallizing the joy of that instant. Together, they stood as equals, arms wrapping around one another, ready to embrace the challenges that awaited them. Let's build something beautiful, Alex proclaimed, sincerity radiating from his heart. Together, came the soft reply from both Kira and Celine. As the sun began its descent behind the horizon, shadows lengthened around them, but Alex felt a spark of hope igniting in his soul, one that spoke of new beginnings, love, and a destiny that awaited to be shaped. The days turned into weeks, and the grove quickly transformed into a home for Alex. He found a rhythm in this alien world, learning to navigate the intricacies of Xylaris alongside Kira and Celine. Each morning began with the gentle melodies of nature awakening him, followed by their shared laughter reverberating in their dwelling. The ritual of bonding marked a turning point, a new level of intimacy and understanding between them. Alex appreciated the twins even more as each day unfolded. Kira's nurturing spirit, coupled with Celine's quick wit, created a balance that made him feel both secure and free. One day, as they gathered in the central plaza, Celine stood atop the same platform where he had shared his story during the initial cultural exchange. Today, we invite you to contribute to our community, she announced, radiating confidence. Together, we will rebuild what has been lost, and we need your ingenuity, Alex. What do you have in mind? Alex asked, feeling the weight of their expectations, but also a sense of pride swelling in his chest. Kira stepped forward, her expression earnest. Our kind has much knowledge of spiritual connection, but we lack the craftsmanship to grow our resources sustainably. We would like your assistance in merging our technologies. Understanding dawned on him. You want me to teach you about human engineering techniques? Celine clapped her hands in delight. Exactly. With your knowledge, we can expand our villages, create better systems for resource collection, and foster relationships beyond our immediate community. Alex's heart raced at the thought. This was an opportunity to build something lasting, a chance to leave his mark on a world teetering between extinction and revival. All right, let's get started. For the next few days, they worked tirelessly. They delved into discussions about sustainable practices, gathering raw materials, and integrating their technologies. Alex introduced the concept of renewable energy sources, employing methods that converted light and water into power. The twins were captivated, their eyes glowing with excitement as they absorbed his knowledge. Soon, they began to gather their neighbors, curious beings intrigued by Alex's ideas. Word quickly spread about his innovative thinking and their collaboration. By then, he felt like a true member of the community, blending their enchanting culture with his human ingenuity. One evening, as they gathered to share their plans over a meal, Alex glanced around at their growing coalition of supporters. The air was thick with anticipation and hope, and he marveled at how far they had come together. "I never expected to find a sense of belonging like this," Alex confessed, looking into Kira's and Celine's eyes. "It feels like we're creating a whole new world together." Kira smiled, her warmth wrapping around him. "You have brought us new light, Alex. We were lost in tragedy for so long. Now, there's direction in our vision for rebuilding." Celine's voice chimed in playfully. "And don't forget the real reason we're doing this, to ensure your survival, both human and alien." The laughter burst forth around the table, washing away worries and fears. But amid the merriment, a shadow flickered at the edges of Alex's mind. "Speaking of survival," Alex began, serious thoughts crossing his face. "What happens if someone disrupts what we're building? I mean, what if outside threats decide they want to harm your people again?" Kira's face saddened. "Our race has been vulnerable to intergalactic conflicts, yes, but our alliance with you offers newfound strength. Together, we can defend against the past." Celine nodded, her eyes wide with determination. "It is important to be prepared. Let's teach you our combat methods and strategies, so you can stand with us if challenges arise." The idea struck Alex suddenly. "I faced my share of danger back on Earth, but I've never been trained to fight. I need to prepare too," he admitted, embarrassment creeping onto his features. "Then we will teach you," Kira affirmed. "We will adapt our training to your human methods while blending it with our techniques. Together, we will forge a defense that embodies all aspects of who we are." That night, under the watchful gaze of the moons, Alex trained daily with Kira and Celine. Their athleticism combined with his determination fueled their progress. Through the combination of their cultures, they developed new combat techniques that utilized agility and strategy over brute force. He soon adapted to the rhythm of their movements, taking to sparring with Kira and learning the subtleties of their alien fighting style. Celine, with her quick intellect, devised methods to blend the physical skills with tactical planning. The practice sessions brought the three even closer, igniting hidden strengths within Alex. He discovered resilience he didn't know he possessed, and the fear that had previously gripped him began to transform into unwavering confidence. As weeks passed, the new systems of energy and resource renewal sprang to life in their community. The villagers watched in awe as their world blossomed with flourishing crops and radiant structures energized by sunlight. One afternoon, as Alex and the twins took a break, they stood at the edge of an overlook, witnessing the progress brought to life beneath them. "This feels amazing," he breathed, taking in the vibrant integration of human and alien cultures surrounding him. "Now imagine if we could share this knowledge with all of Xylaris," Kira mused. "With your leadership and presence, we can reach out to the distant realms and invite them to unite with us." "Perhaps we could host an interspecies summit," Celine suggested, a smile lighting her face. "A gathering that celebrates our collaboration and encourages others to join our cause." Alex felt a thrill surge through him. "Let's do it. The more of us that unite, the stronger we'll become." As they planned the summit, excitement bubbled among their allies, invigorating the community with hope. Word spread, drawing interest from surrounding realms. But amidst the enthusiasm, dark clouds loomed over their horizon. The memory of past wars haunted them, a reminder that the fragility of peace could shatter with a single threat. They had to be vigilant. Soon, news reached them of a gathering storm, a faction of militant beings approaching Xylaris, motivated by greed and a desire to dominate its resources. Tales of legendary warriors, driven by vengeance and ancient rivalries, filled the air. "Prepare yourselves, my friends," Kira urged one evening as they convened to address the impending danger. "We must stand united against impending darkness. Our love and bond shall serve as our greatest weapon." Alex felt the weight of the situation settle over him. The time for action had come, and he knew that this was no longer just about rebuilding. It was about survival. Together with Kira and Celine, he steeled himself for the fight ahead. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a fiery glow across the land, Alex stood resolute with his newfound family. Bound by love and purpose, they affirmed their commitment to protect one another, knowing that their unity would lead them through the storm. As dusk settled over Xylaris, an air of tension hung thickly around the community. Whispers of the approaching faction sent ripples of unease through the villagers, but Alex, Kira, and Celine were determined not to let fear override their hard-earned progress. Instead, they gathered everyone around the central plaza to bolster spirits and prepare for what lay ahead. The plaza, once filled with laughter and joy, transformed into a war room, illuminated by glowing orbs of light suspended overhead. Villagers huddled together, their expressive faces mirroring anxiety, but also a resilience born from unity. "Listen closely," Kira began, her voice steady but passionate. "Our strength lies in our connections, in our commitment to one another. We are not just defending our home, we are fighting for the future of our worlds." Alex stepped forward, his heart pounding. "We've come too far to let this faction extinguish the light we've created together. They thrive on fear and chaos, but we stand for hope and unity. We know their tactics, and we will prepare ourselves." Celine added, "We will use everything we have learned together, our physical skills, our ingenuity, and our spirit." The villagers erupted in cheers, the newfound fire in their hearts fueling their resolve. As they began formulating plans, Alex divided them into teams based on their strengths. Some would focus on finding resources and gathering supplies, while others honed their training skills for defense and strategy. Hours turned into days as everyone worked tirelessly to prepare for the impending conflict. Each day, the community's strengths grew, seeping into every structure, every practice session. An unshakable bond developed between Alex and their allies, a bond fortified in the fires of urgency and hope. The day of the summit arrived, and the plaza was filled with beings from surrounding regions eager to witness the burgeoning alliance. Bright banners fluttered in the gentle breeze, while the aroma of baked goods and fresh harvests filled the air. Music drifted through the crowd, creating an atmosphere of celebration, albeit overshadowed by the looming threat. "This is our moment," Celine said, clutching Alex's hand. "Today, we will inspire others to join us and stand vigilant against those who threaten our peace." As the gathering began, Alex stood at the forefront alongside Kira and Celine. They welcomed dignitaries and curious onlookers from various races, explaining the shared vision they had cultivated through their collaboration. Alex felt a rush of purpose. This was more than just a summit. It was a pledge for unity. As he stepped forward to address the assembled crowd, he couldn't help but marvel at the diversity surrounding him. Each face held its own story, its own struggles. He realized that they too bore scars from the past, but together they possessed the key to create a brighter future. "Welcome, friends. Today, we celebrate our union and the collaboration of our worlds," Alex began, his voice rising. "We stand here not only to share knowledge, but also to forge bonds that transcend our differences. We are stronger together." The crowd erupted in cheers, bolstered by Alex's enthusiasm. He felt a palpable energy shifting through the gathering, igniting something powerful within them. The light of hope flickered brighter in every soul present, soon transforming into a roaring fire that lit their hearts. As the summit unfolded, Kira taught the guests about the resources of Xylaris and its unique practices. Celine shared the art of their combat techniques, integrating their methods with insights gleaned from Alex. The exchanges were lively, full of curiosity and eagerness, but as the excitement built, a messenger arrived from the outskirts of their community. A tall, armored figure approached, radiating authority. The air turned heavy with tension as he announced, "We come with a warning. The Asaf, a faction known for ruthlessness, draws near. They seek to claim this territory." A cold chill ran through the crowd as murmurs spread like wildfire. The joy of celebration faded, replaced by a collective dread as uncertainty settled over their heads like storm clouds. "Gather your weapons. Prepare yourselves," Alex commanded, feeling the weight of leadership pressing on him. The endearing hope they had built together now wavered against the tide of imminent danger. Kira stood at his side, gripping his shoulder tightly. "We will not let fear rule us. Stand together, and we shall prevail." Her resolve pierced through the tension, reigniting a flame of courage in their hearts. The summit transformed in an instant from a celebration of unity to a war council. Villagers prepared their defenses, reinforcing structures and barricades, while others practiced their combat techniques. Alex encouraged them, offering tactical advice alongside Kira and Celine, integrating strategies from both human and alien cultures. Over the next few days, training escalated. The twins, with their fluid movements, taught Alex how to harness his own agility while integrating alien techniques with human resilience. Together, they sparred with newfound intensity, strengthening the trio's bond as the looming threat of the Asaf transformed into a palpable urgency. One night, as they gathered to regather their strength by the flickering light of their communal fire, Alex felt a sense of nostalgia wash over him. Memories of his life on Earth crept into the forefront of his mind. The loneliness, the struggle to find a sense of belonging. "Sometimes I wonder if Earth itself will ever heal," he said softly, staring into the flames. "So many people left behind." Celine shifted beside him, her azure eyes shimmering with empathy. "Earth has its own journey, just as we do. You have brought hope to us. In return, we shall nurture it here." Kira reached for his hand, intertwining her fingers with his. "This unity may extend far beyond this world. By fostering connections, perhaps we can heal both realms together." As dawn approached, a sense of clarity washed over him. They could stand together against the shadows looming over them, a testament to the strength of love and hope against adversity. Days passed, and the Asaf finally emerged on the horizon, a fearsome sight, their ranks a sea of armor glinting in the sun. They advanced with an air of arrogance. Their leader, a towering figure draped in dark cloaks, stood at the forefront, the very essence of domination oozing from his presence. Alex and the villagers stood united on the front lines, each heart beating in sync with the collective strength they had forged. He locked eyes with Kira and Celine, reaffirming their commitment through a single glance. "Together," Kira whispered, determination written across her face. "Together," Celine echoed, her voice a soothing balm amidst the storm. As the Asaf drew nearer, tension surrounding them heightened, an electric charge rippling through the air. With resolute hearts and unwavering spirits, Alex raised his voice above the din, rallying his newfound family. "Whatever happens today, we will not falter. We stand here not just as defenders, but as pioneers of a new era, united in purpose, love, and hope. Let this day mark the beginning of a new legacy." With that, they prepared for the imminent clash, hearts ignited by the promise of unity in the face of darkness. The battle for their home and future beckoned, and they would meet it head-on, guided by the indomitable light of their shared bond. The tension crackled in the air as the Asaf approached, a dark wave rolling toward them like a storm. Alex stood resolute among the villagers, Kira and Celine at his side, unified against the threat ahead. Behind them, the vibrant banners of Xylaris waved proudly, a symbol of the hope and unity they had fought to cultivate. "Ready yourselves," a deep voice boomed from the Asaf's leader, his presence imposing. "Your resources now belong to us. Surrender, and perhaps we will be merciful." Alex felt a surge of defiance rise within him. "We will never surrender," he shouted back, his voice echoing through the air, fueled by the strength of his community. "We are not just a territory to be conquered. We are a united people prepared to fight for our future." As the Asaf advanced, weapons glinting menacingly in the harsh light, Alex signaled to his allies. They had relied on their training and camaraderie to prepare for this moment. The time for words had passed. The first line of village defenders met the enemy head-on, the clash of metal and cries of resolve ringing out as they engaged in battle. Alex fought alongside Kira and Celine, moving with a fluidity that felt foreign yet instinctive. Together, they formed a protective circle, watching each other's backs as chaos erupted around them. Kira moved gracefully, her strikes sharp and precise as she engaged opponents with agile footwork. Celine's tactical mind shone through as she directed the villagers, anticipating enemy maneuvers, guiding them through the ebb and flow of battle. Amidst the chaos, Alex felt adrenaline surge through him. He parried blows, swiftly countering with tactics learned from both worlds. He fought not just for survival, but for the family they had built together, a bright hope standing against the shadows of oppression. Waves of battle surged and receded, the cries of victory and anguish mingling in the air. They fought fiercely, drawing upon the bonds they had forged and the strength they derived from each other. Every effort felt like interlacing threads, weaving a tapestry of resilience against the Asaf's might. Suddenly, the Asaf leader surged toward them, his menacing figure cutting through the chaos like a dark cutting blade. With a roar, he lunged toward Alex, the promise of dominance reflected in his eyes. "Foolish human," he growled, swiping his weapon at Alex. But in that critical moment, a surge of energy filled Alex, drawing from the connection he shared with Kira and Celine. Their spirits intertwined, granting him strength beyond his own. Alex sidestepped the attack, using the Asaf leader's momentum against him. With quick reflexes, he countered, striking low and disarming the brute with precision. The Asaf leader stumbled, momentarily stunned. "Together, everyone!" Alex shouted, rallying those around him. "We are not just individuals, we fight as one." An unyielding roar of unity erupted from the villagers, their collective strength surging forward, emboldened by Alex's words and actions. The tide turned as more villagers rallied around their cause, together pushing back against the oppressive force of the Asaf. The battle raged on, the cries of the brave ringing in the air as they fought with determination and passion, forging a symbol of resistance. In that moment, victory felt within reach. In an elegant dance of power, Kira and Celine led a counteroffensive, their movements mesmerizing as they flowed from strategy to strength. Alex followed, fueled by their example, refusing to let fear dictate their fate. Finally, with a coordinated effort, the villagers encircled the Asaf leader, closing in on him. Realizing he was outnumbered, panic crossed his features, a stark contrast to the arrogance they had seen moments before. "This is impossible," he shouted, dread gripping him like a vice. "It is possible when we stand united," Kira responded, her voice steady and unyielding as she stood before him. With a final push, the defenders overwhelmed the Asaf forces, forcing them to retreat. The remnants of their once mighty faction fled, leaving behind their wounded pride along with the remnants of their ambition. Cheers erupted among the villagers, a thunderous wave of joy and relief resonating through the grove. The awareness of their resilience washed over Alex, Kira, and Celine like a warm embrace. "We did it," Celine gasped, her eyes glistening with pride and triumph. Alex turned towards the gathered villagers, joy overwhelming him. "You all fought with incredible strength. Today, we've shown that our unity can withstand any storm." Under the fading sun, they held a gathering to honor their victory. Laughing, celebrating, and crying tears of relief spilled forth, they paid homage to those who had fought valiantly. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Alex stood alongside Kira and Celine, sharing a quiet moment among their friends. Their hands were intertwined, a silent acknowledgement of the love that had blossomed amidst the chaos. "Today marks the dawn of a new era," Kira said, her voice filled with emotion. "Let us rebuild what was lost and embrace the world ahead." With renewed resolutions, they turned toward Ixlaris, the lands shining brightly with hope. They had defied the past and emerged victorious, a powerful testament to what it meant to join hearts and spirits in the face of adversity. Whatever the universe threw their way, they would meet it together. With determination and love guiding them forward, Alex felt a profound warmth settling in his heart. Xylaris was no longer just an alien world. It was home, vibrant with possibilities, and inhabited by a family that had become something more than he had ever dreamed. As the stars filled the night sky, twinkling against the depths of the universe, a promise echoed in the air, a promise sealed not just by victory, but an unbreakable bond that stretched across worlds. Together, they would build, love, and thrive. The dawn of a legacy awaited, full of hope and newer beginnings.